Good evening. I was going to leave the mic on mute on purpose and see if anybody picked up on the fact that there was no audio, but I decided not to do that. Just waiting for confirmation that you can hear me. I think you can. So we are getting ready for Tar River Reservoir, a body of water we've never been to before. And sorry. I'm looking at I did post the out of bounds boundaries for this event. Uh, I'm going there now or going to that post there now so we can talk about it. So here's the post we made, and for some reason the whole picture doesn't show up on. Oh no, this is about the weigh-in. So let's talk about the weigh-in. The weigh-in was going to be at the Mount Hermon Missionary Baptist Church in their parking lot. And just so everybody is aware, I did call them and I got permission to use their parking lot. As you can see here on the map, it's about the same distance from both boat ramps. It's right off of Bend of the River Road at the intersection of Old Carriage Road and Bend of the River Road. There is a convenience store right across the street from the church, so I'm sure guys will be thirsty and all that, so you can run right across the street and get a drink after fishing. The weigh-in is at 2:45 p.m. Of course, we'll be. I mean, we can wait 5 or 10 minutes after that, but we're not going to wait too much longer. So, just plan your day um, so that you are back to the ramp in time to get to the weigh-in. If you're wanting to come to the weigh-in. Uh, and now I will show the boundaries. So as you can see here, the red markings, and I'm got some of them out of the way here. Um, uh, I covered some of them up when I made the map a little bigger. So to the north, the boundary is Sandy Cross Road. So you can go under 85, but the next road you come to, and I don't know how far back up there you can get, but the next road you come to is the boundary. We're going to miss you too, Cam. Sorry you can't make it. Of course, you cannot fish below the dam because the reservoir is the body of water that we're fishing, and you can see to the west. That's not a good way to view it. Let me shoot. But to the west is Tar River Church Road, and maybe I can just show the screen. There we go. So you can see that just before you get to 95 is Tar River Church Road. It crosses right down here. But there's only two boat ramps on this body of water, and it's going to be a long paddle to get there. If you're not, unless you find somewhere to launch roadside, I'm not aware of any. I was made aware of I was given a picture of a primitive boat launch somewhere up to the north, but it did look to me like that possibly could be on private land. So uh, I just don't even know if that can be used or not, so I didn't share it. So anyway, so let's talk about the event itself. Um, and the hours and that kind of thing. If I was better at navigating this stuff. So here's the Facebook event, and as you can see, launch time is 5:30 a.m. Lines in at 5:45. So dawn is at 5:30, and sunrise is at 6, but dawn is at I'm sorry, 5:45 is lines in, so that's legal light for us to start fishing. Yeah, it is a good way from the ramp. So uh, hopefully everybody's got plenty of room to fish. We're sitting around 30 anglers or so, so we shouldn't be on top of each other. Anyway, lines in at 5:45 a.m. I don't know who planned this thing that early. I have to leave my house by about 3:30 to get to the boat ramp by 5. So somebody smarter than me got a hotel room up there. Anyway, lines out at 1:45, and upload deadline. Have your pictures in by 2:15, and actually we have a full hour from lines out till the weigh in. So lines out at 1:45 and weigh in at 2:45 at the Mount Hermon Church. Be sure that you don't fish out of bounds. Be sure, especially if you are in the AOI, that you check in and check out. Checking out is not quite as important as checking in, but checking in is how I can verify you were there and you get your 100 points for being there. Uh, sorry we're going to miss you, John. Um, I know it's a good ride there from where you live, so hate you're going to miss it. Uh, so you know, same rules apply as always. Be sure you know the rules, especially if you're new. Be sure to peruse the Central Carolina Kayak Fishing.com/rules page. Um, you do not have to be an AOI member to fish, but you can't compete in AOI unless you pay your fee. That's through this webpage as well. You can go up to the AOI link at the top, and it'll give you a PayPal thing to pay. Of course, this is a points event. First place gets 300 points. Every place after that is -2. Your competing points are calculated against everyone in the field. So if you finish fourth, um, but there's 3 people ahead of you that are not in the AOI, you don't get the 300 points. You get the fourth place points because that's where you finished. Um, so just keep that in mind. In looking at the points on the page, there is a AOI calculation and there's a BASS calculation. So we are a qualification tournament for the North Carolina BASS Championship, and the top 30%, I believe, of our registered AOI anglers will qualify to go to BASS. Then there's also the AOI calculation, and in our AOY points, we drop your 2 lowest events. Right now, it's calculated just dropping the one lowest event. I've not dropped 2 events for anybody's points yet. So just keep that in mind for AOI. Of course, it's getting dark now, but if you're on the water, you can still pre-fish till dark. Your fish must be 10 inches. You cannot cover the eye, and you cannot cover the tail or touch the tail when you turn in the fish. The mouth must be closed. If the mouth is open, you'll get a 1/2 inch deduction. Reference this picture for how to have the fish on the board. Mouth to the left, tail to the right, bottom of the fish towards you, top of the fish away. Make sure that I can clearly see the markings past the tail of the fish. Don't cut that photo off right at the tail, because if the fish is blocking the measurement, how am I supposed to tell how long it is? So make sure that I can see the next digit on the board. So at 15.5, make sure I can see at least see the 16 mark on your board. Of course, we've got big fish going on tomorrow. Must be artificial lures, just looking through here. that pretty much covers it. Wear your PFD. Always wear your PFD. Only take it off if you're um, going to add or remove clothing. Um, so always have your PFD on. Have be legal. Have some lights on in the morning if when we launch. Whether it's a single 360 light, whatever it is, make sure other people can see you. I've never been to this body of water. I do not know if there will be bass boat traffic or John boat traffic. I have no idea what we're going to encounter, but make sure that anybody else out there can see you. Make sure if you're on the water before launch time that you stay within about 50 feet of the boat ramp, stay with a group of people, make sure everybody can see you so you can't be accused of fishing early. Don't even touch a rod until line's in. Well, don't float off before launch, and it's better to not even touch a rod before line's in, because from a distance, if somebody sees you with a rod in your hand, they might think you're fishing. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fun little tournament. I think we're going to catch some fish. I've seen lots of guys fished this previous week, and or several guys fished this previous week, and they caught a lot of catfish. So don't forget about the wild card prize. Um, Take a picture of your biggest non-bass species catch on the board and bring it to weigh in, or message it to me. Um, but do come to um, do come to the weigh-in if you're going to think you're going to win that prize. But you don't have to. Um, you can either bring the picture or you can message it to me. But we want you to be present to win the prize. So, just trying to think if there's anything else. There's nothing I can come up with. Uh, Julian Brown said the game wardens were out today. But they weren't checking anything. They were just there. So just make sure you're legal. Make sure you've got a fishing license, and that it's active, right? That it's legal, and that it's in effect. Um, this time of year, I start getting antsy, and I check it 2 or 3 times because I can never remember when mine expires. But I do know it's towards the end of the summer. Um, with that, if you have any questions, shoot me a message. Um, I'm not going to be up much longer because I do have to get up around 3 o'clock. So if you got any questions, let me know. Registration is still open, so you can still register. You got a couple hours to register, I think, till about 2 in the morning. Um, but get it done as quick as you can. And we'll see you on the water tomorrow, or we'll see you at the weigh in. Thanks everybody for participating, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.